Hey, welcome to In the Den with Dr. Jenn, a relaxing and open-minded place to explore sexuality in a holistic manner and start thinking about female sexuality outside the box. A few episodes ago, we had the fabulous massage therapist Brenda Goodell on the show to talk about sensual massage and self-nurturing for women. This week, I'm happy to have in the den another accomplished massage therapist, Genevieve Siegel, who is first-generation Dutch, Indonesian-born and raised in California. She's an ex-accountant turned holistic health practitioner, licensed massage therapist, and certified practitioner in the Arvigo techniques of Mayan abdominal massage. Whew. Genevieve has gone through many transformations and layers of healing and is the owner of Jenn Touch Massage Therapy and first-time creator and publisher of the 2008 Unleash the Goddess Within calendar, through which she hopes to inspire more women to empower themselves by unleashing their goddess within. She's a goddess who is recognizing all her sides, including the goofball inside. I love that. But let's back up a little bit here. I've never heard Mayan abdominal massage before. What exactly is that?
The Arvigo techniques of Mayan abdominal massage are founded on a Mayan technique. It's ancient healing, but they brought it to America through Dr. Arvigo. And what it is, it's a abdominal massage. It's all external. I don't go inside. And it's non-invasive, and it's a massage technique that opens up this whole core area. And what we do by opening up emotional, as well as physical and spiritual congestion, we can realign the organs. And for women, namely the uterus, because the uterus is about 80 to 90% of women's uri's are displaced. They're like in the wrong position.
Oh, like tilted or something?
Yeah, tilted.
Okay.
If you go to the OBGYN, some people say, oh yeah, your uterus is tipped. And they're like, oh, it's not a big deal. The Mayans believe that the uterus is the woman's first brain.
Oh.
Yeah, and so she's the one talking to this brain saying, send out the hormones and send out all these things. And if she's not in the right place, the woman's not in balance. So we want proper flow to the uterus and get her flowing correctly, you know, and sending out the right amount of hormones and, you know, getting the system all nice and clean and, you know, like I said, physically, emotionally, and even energetically. So it's the idea, you use the word congestion, so it's the idea of blocked energy? Exactly,
then?
Blocked energy. It can be, you know, physical, like scar tissue that might happen. Some people have certain pathologies such as endometriosis, which might cause scar tissue. Or it can be, like I said, emotional blockages that we have, and or energetic blockages as well.
Wow.
We have chakras, which are energy channels within us, and we have the first and second and third right in this whole area.
Right.
Yeah. So we open that up, and
wow, big shifts then.
Yeah, big shifts can happen. Like I said, and a lot of times, like I said, we can hold emotions in that area.
Totally.
So that completely opens it up, and it's amazing the transformations that can happen.
Yeah, well, and I'm curious about your own personal transformations, because you started as an accountant, you said, and so what has led you on this path of healing?
Honestly, I was really, really stressed out from being an accountant.
Yeah.
And I had a sharp pain in my right side, and I was like doubled over in pain, and I was just ignoring it. I'm like, oh, it'll go away, like a lot of us do.
Yeah.
And I went to the doctor, and I ended up having exploratory surgery, and they're like, oh, it's not cancer, it's endometriosis. Ooh. Yeah. And so they put me on Depolupron, they put me on all these drugs, and just whacked out my system completely.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, you should get pregnant. After surgery and medications, and they're like, well, you know, you're at the age, I was married, so it was fine, you know, and you get a good job. And so I took Clomid to get pregnant, because they're like, you don't ovulate. And I'm like, you put me on this drug so I can take care of the endometriosis, so, you know, to kind of take away the estrogen, and then they put me on this drug So needless to say, my whole system was completely whacked out.
Yeah.
And I ended up having panic attacks because of the stress of the job, and then I didn't even realize how much hormones, you know, regulate a woman. I mean, we don't realize it, you know, we know, but it doesn't really click in, you know, when we're going about our business. And so I actually went to massage school just to heal because I was so wigged out and stressed out. So I did a lot of layers of healing and transformation just from massage, and then I discovered the Mayan abdominal massage. One of my friends was interviewing for a job, and she said, "What's this Mayan stuff?" And we both looked into it, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this could help me," you know. So I went to class, and oh my gosh, it was the most intense, amazing experience. First as a self-care class, and then I went to the professional. And actually, in between class, I had a huge release during class, and then in between class, I met this beautiful spiritual man and ended up getting pregnant, you know. And so I was like, okay, I'm a believer. This stuff really, like I said, really opens you up and you know, releases a lot of different things. I mean, it almost felt like an exorcism, just the stuff that was just coming out of me, you know, and the releasing of the emotions, and, you know, physically and, you know, spiritually. It was just really, really intense, amazing work.
And what a phenomenal position that you're in to have gone through such intense experiences all around this area, and to have experienced your own healing, and then to bring that to women. And I'm curious, because I've heard you use the word manifest before, and I'm curious how you think this type of work for women, having their abdominal, you know, area massaged and worked on and energetically released, can be connected to them manifesting what they want in their lives.
Well, I think that it's all about the self, you know, discovering ourself and what we're made out of, you know, like I said, with the hormones and how it affects us, and releasing all the stuff that's inside of us. We got stuff. Yeah. We all have stuff. And once we let go of that stuff and start recognizing who we really are and that beauty inside of us, and like I said, this is the core area. This is like your strength, your chi, you know, and once we start tapping into that, and recognizing, like I said, that beauty and that strength, and then we can start, you know, saying, you know what, I deserve these things for myself, you know, and loving ourselves and nurturing ourselves, and just being able to see more clearly what we want, and saying, you know what, I deserve this, you know, I love myself, and I'm gonna, you know, go for it, you know.
Awesome. Yeah. Nice. All right, and now to our final question, the randomly generated Gorilla Soapbox question. Let's see if it brings up for you here. Oh, what flower do you think is the most sexual, and why? You know, the orchid. Have you ever seen an orchid before? I have seen an orchid, and I can... Yes, I can understand why you're saying that.
I remember looking at a picture, I'm like, oh my gosh, I mean, just the curves that it has, and the, you know, just, I don't know, just very sexual. And actually, I was wanting to teach some of my kids that I tutor how to, you know, kiss, and not without kissing them, you know, I'm like, how do I do that, you know, or describe it. And Captain Erotica, this guy who does these blogs on tribe.net, saying, take a flower and, you know, just take it and start playing with it and put it on your lips and your tongue, and just think about the orchid. It's like going in and out. It's like,
I know, I'm like, that's really hot.
And I'm like, wow, that is a great way to teach somebody, you know, and use, you know, their sense of touch and on their lips and their tongue. And also, if you really look at the orchid, I mean, it kind of looks like a female.
Oh yeah, totally, totally.
It's beautiful. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. It's open and, you know, sensuous, and yes, and the little petals and softness, and yeah, so.
That's a great response. Thank you. If you want to check out www.jentouchmassage.com, you can learn more about Genevieve and her passion and work in healing through massage. Sexual fun fact number 568. According to one sex therapist, women in relationships report having the best orgasms at what time of day? A, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., B, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., C, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m.? Or D, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m.? What do you think? Answer B, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Yeah, pretty surprising, right? The therapist believes that this is the case because in the afternoon, couples generally take more time for sex than they would at nighttime before sleep. As well, if it's in the afternoon, that's usually because it's on a day off from work or during the weekend, times when there's less stress, fewer worries, and more experimentation. The Den Recommend. Genevieve is here to offer recommendations as part of our Den Recommend, and she has a few tips for us regarding nurturing, creativity, and eating.
Yes, I do. As a reminder to myself and all you women out there, love yourself and nurture yourself as well as you do others. I mean, we always want to take care of others, so let's take care of ourselves and love ourselves and nurture ourselves. And express yourself, creative play, do some painting, some creative arts, music, whatever you want to do to express yourself the best you can in some kind of creative manner.
Because that's coming from that same area of our body.
Absolutely.
Nice. Awesome.
And third, a simple nutrition thing that some people don't even think about is don't drink while you eat. Because let the enzymes in your mouth take and process the food so that your stomach can accept it and process it a little bit better. Because when you're drinking water while you're eating, you're just washing it down, and the stomach's saying, "Whoa, what is that?" You know. So take time to chew your food and don't drink while you're eating. Awesome. And that's a simple thing. And then you'll have less digestional issues and constipation or whatnot, because your body's processing it the way it's supposed to be.
Perfect. And that's so funny. I've heard that traveling overseas, that's the case, but we just don't do that here. So thank you so much. Awesome.
Yes, thank you.
And to wrap up our session here, I have an adapted quote by Adelaide Francis. My life has taught me that you can't control what life dishes out. You can only choose how you deal with it and who stands up with you. Nice. Thank you. Who's standing up with you? Visit me at DrJennsDen.com or email me at Jennifer@DrJennsDen.com. And if you want to see this show continue, then spread the word, because we're looking for donations and sponsors to be able to keep doing what we're doing here at Gorilla Soapbox. And the more viewers we have, the happier everyone is. So is some nurturing abdominal massage in your future? Be kind to yourself.
Everything depends on just time and attention. It doesn't matter really what part of the day that is.
No, it depends on other things too. Depends on where she is in her menstrual cycle. Depends on nutrition.
He's just talking about his part.
Of course, he's a man. It's always about their part. But us.
Hey, we're holistic over here.
Okay.